Good night once again, people. Good night. Welcome once. Well, good morning or good whatever it is, wherever you're watching us from, because I know that we have a lot of viewers from all different acres of the world. So, good whatever it is, wherever you're at. And we're here once again with another track and field show. I know that you guys love the track shows, so we're here to give it to you guys once again. And remember, guys, as you join the chat, ensure that you like the stream. Ensure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And just do the good things, right? You already know what to do, so ensure that you do all the good stuff. So with me tonight, once again, got the man of the hour, as I mentioned, top coach, and I can't stop lamenting it, man. I saw his girls at the recently concluded champs, especially in that class 4, and they were absolutely brilliant, man. So once again, Coach Q, welcome to the show, boss.
Respect, always my pleasure.
All right. We have a man who is a big track and field enthusiast as well. And said a particular guy talk a lot of nonsense and he wants to take him on and put him in his place. Talking about none other than the man that they affectionately call Greybeard. Talking about Vinny. Well gone, bro.
Good night, sir. Good night, sir. I'm here, as you said, track enthusiast, but more so Jamaican enthusiast.
So I say, bring the patriotism tonight, eh?
Every single time. My God, man. You know, but Levon, we tell them everywhere. Greatest nation on the face of the earth.
You know what I'm going tonight? I'm not 100% sure if Akil will turn up, but if Akil turn up, boy, I can't manage it on. But we're also going to be joined by Kim shortly as well, because there's a big debate that we kind of have going on, and Kim's is on one side of the fence. The other guys are on the other side of the fence, because out of them said that he's talking madness, but we're not going to start right there. You already said the thumbnail and all of those stuff and the caption, so that is the main focus of tonight. But we're going to start off is that I saw that Toby Amusan got cleared earlier on today to compete at the game. So last night we were talking about a medal for Jamaica and the 100-meter hurdles. Looks up bossy again.
No, it doesn't.
It's significantly more difficult. With of course, once a world record holder is in the mix, then it's hard to consider her not to be among the medals. But yeah, it makes it that much of an uphill battle for our Jamaican hurdlers.
Yeah, and also what's his name? Pablo Pichardo in the triple jump. He's out of that event as well due to health reasons.
Well, we smile at that one.
Well, hope that he gets better and all of that, but makes it even more. Yeah, gold medal side look more proper right now, so definitely looking for Jaden Ebert in that event. And where I'm going to start the discussion, do you guys think that a lot of these athletes are pulling out because there's Olympics next year, or it's a case that some of them are genuinely hurt and they can't be at these games? Do you think that is something along that line?
I believe that a bit of them are genuinely hurt. Remember, this is what happened. COVID pandemic hit the world, right? Mm-hmm. Summer Olympics should have been 2020. It was moved to 2021. So now we find ourselves for the first time in a situation where there is no break. 2021 Olympics, 2022 World Championship, 2023 World Championship, 2024 Olympics. Normally, you have a break, you have a down year, you have a little recovery, you understand? And remember, they are performing at peak level, you understand? So after a while, you see quite a bit of them, you understand? Because you don't get that little break, that little letdown fee. And Coach Q can talk more about, that little rebuilding period. And especially as some of these athletes get older, some of the names that we know, you understand? Then I guess probably we also seen some of that.
Yeah, and definitely, as in you got it right. It's been post-COVID, the track and field schedule has been very, very tight. It's very hard for the athletes, although it's a year, but keep in mind the athletes probably have like a couple of weeks off, or a month. Nobody goes beyond a month at a professional
Mm-hmm.
level. And rightfully, next year is an Olympic year. Olympics carry more prestige because it's more of a it gives more value as it regards to your negotiating contracts and stuff like that. So it will carry better bonuses more often. So there'll be high considerations, and Olympics is technically before post COVID, for every 4 years. So once that is coming up, and that is prime, if there is any issue, you don't want to go into the following season carrying anything. So the natural reaction is to anything that pops up to just attack it at the same time. So it could be a smart call for a few. I don't think it's a case of dodging. We've seen Sidney McLaughlin was very fit. Quite a few of the persons pulling out have proven fitness through the season. So it's tough because it kind of kills the excitement for some of the events. We're not seeing certain clashes that we would look forward to. But at the same time, it's a hard decision they have to make, and I guess for it within them and the management team figuring it's the best decision.
Good pointer, because the reason I asked the question, all right, for example, as you mentioned, Sydney, a lot of people are looking forward to that 400-meter showdown between her, Paulino, and even Nasir to an extent. And now we know that we won't have that showdown and all those stuff. So you said that a lot of high caliber athletes has pulled out. I think Mo's another athlete who was also won't be at this championship. Um, Michael Norman, and there's quite a few others high profile that won't be there. So really leads to ask certain questions because all right across the board in sports in general right now, I see that a lot of athletes are having ACL injuries. So is it because of sportswear or something along that line, or muscle fatigue? What could be the cause of all of this? And Ryan, you can chime in right now, bro, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. I'm not so sure it's the wears as much as it might be. That people playing more, especially in football, they're playing more sports now, and and the training and all of that. Probably, I mean, you're trained to be a prime athlete. However, one simple thing can throw off the entire thing and can cause a major injury. So I really don't know in terms of that what is the cause of it, but it can be a myriad of things. I don't think it's any one set thing. It can be how your body is made up and all of that. Cerise James there, you get a lot of hamstring injuries, but and then you have other people who get ACL and so forth. So it it differs in terms of the personality, the kind of training they might go through, the events they are in, and various things. So I don't think there's any one set thing. And I think the level of competition across sports in general is going up. So people are becoming are training more harder, training more, and all of that. And so these things can all add into it. So it can be a myriad of things.
It's similar to any vehicle. You drive any car, if you get a brand new after lot after some time, reach a certain level of mileage, you've been having little nicks and knocks at here. A lot of athletes, I think Noah has even explained in one of his interviews that the amount of money that he spends just on himself as far as ensuring that his recovery is at is at a level where he can sustain himself. Um, it it's really just takes a simple lapse, a mistake in training. I had an athlete that had an ACL injury just simply by hurdling and losing focus just for a second, and that happens. So it's a sport. It comes to the sport, and for an athlete to be injury free any season is godless. You rarely find that, and the injuries sometimes comes as a result of the improvement, right? So the better an athlete gets, then it highlights weaker muscles, so then it sparks all of those issues. So there are, as I said, numerous reasons. It's never. I never try to downplay anybody that's said that they have an injury, because it's real and it's serious.
Coach, remember that last year Hansel was in the final, lined up and won,
Mm-hmm.
and look what warming
Yeah,
up now.
literally line up,
Hurdler.
went over 2 hurdles, and then
That's it.
that was it. Yeah. So it's, trust me, track and field is a very unforgiving sport,
Yeah,
and that could
it
have
is.
happened any other time, but it happened in the finals.
You
of,
come
of
out.
yeah, come out and
Line up.
ready, setting blocks, pam pam, feel good. Then ouch, what was that?
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. Injuries are a hell of a thing, and injuries, we know the how deadly injuries are, because it can kill your career. So it's nothing to play with, and it's something that as a pro athlete, you invest heavily in trying to prevent.
It's why it is also, it's remarkable to see Shelly going 14 years and still here. There are so many athletes of high caliber where they get 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You
But that's
understand? To
that's a
be and it shows that and sometimes as best as you can and you spend as much as you can, some people body does different. They just break down. Yeah, understand? And that's just part of the sport. You understand? And you just have to give God thanks when you are able to sustain your career like that and not get a major injury that just take you out. You
and
understand?
and Vinny, we have to give Shelly team props to Then they
Mm-hmm.
realize she's aging and
Mm-hmm.
they're putting her back from starting her season too early and those kind of
Mm-hmm.
things. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand your body and understand your age and all of those things.
And athletes have to spend. I remember, even though we're talking track, if you ever listen to LeBron James and the amount of money that he spends on his body and training and eating and ridiculous, man. I remember Usain Bolt when as he got older in the sport, and he was saying how it became so much harder to recover. And he had to do so much more. The man that used to go out at night in one interview, him said, I find myself, I go to my bed at 9 just to get enough rest to ensure that your body is, recovered. Yeah, understand? And that's why he said, no, man, I need to go. Because, it's a party, got that.
All right, so welcome Adrian, welcome Kims. We start our discussion by talking about the athletes that has missed the championship. Got in all the other guys' views. Do you think that it's a case where they're looking forward to Olympics, or some of them that's genuinely just injured?
Um, so good night, man, and bless up. Good night, everybody in the comment section, everybody watching. So listen, I think obviously me not really know, me not talk to them people, yeah, but if I was supposed to guess, I would think that it's a combination of things. I think it's championship after championship after championship after championship. Like, it's not, this is something that is really unprecedented. And again, the body is not used to this, and to get prepared for championship each and every single year. Because remember, World Champs is normally every 2 years, Olympics is normally every 4. So you always have a half year where you get you just get yourself back in tune. But every year you have to go through this rigorous training in order to get yourself prepared. So I think a lot of these athletes probably look on the calendar and say, well, we can't miss a World Champs. I don't think nobody ever want to miss the Olympics, as Olympics are the grand prize. We can't miss the World Champs, because guess what? After World Champs, then you have Olympics, and if I'm not mistaken, then there's another World Champs again right after that. Yeah, so
Five,
they can get on that one. So I think Olympics is the big prize, and I think if they had to make a decision between the world champs and the Olympics, I think they'd prefer to miss the world champs. So, sometimes that choice just have to be made.
Even everyone. First off, let's start off by congratulating Kems for coming out with some flashy shades. Coming out in style tonight, and Coach Q also. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we need to go for some shades too. I don't know. Give yourself, Ryan. LeVon, as usual. So I don't know if people are dodging the World Championships to prepare for the Olympic Games, but what I want to try to figure out from a preparation standpoint is why are track and field athletes or why should they feel the need to do this? So let's compare a sport, and it's have to do with physicality, right? Basketball, it's a 82 game season, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And every year in, year out, LeBron James has done that, right? Many players have done that, and they have managed to pull it off. You play 82 game season, then you go after the playoffs. So what is different in conditioning? Why track and field athletes need to take? Why would they feel the need that, hey, I can't manage doing this year and next year and then the Olympic year? What would be the detriment to that? I'm not understanding that part of the preparation. Like I've seen so many other sports out there, just cricket, football. I mean, they manage to do it year in, year out. Why aren't athletes?
I think the issue is if I have a Cadillac and I drive that, speed limit, is a regular vehicle, that won't necessarily, I might drive it a lot, but I don't push it to its threshold. With track athletes, like a sprinter, somebody that runs a 400, you are literally flooring the track every time you go there.
No, not necessarily.
You're competing at that. No. I think every sport demands different from the body. Every sport has different. For example, we know the risk of NFL players with head injuries and concussions and all of that mess. All right, so every sport has its. I think to make a correlation between two different specialties that has two different demands on the body, as to say, one not having, why one have so much injuries as opposed to that.
No, but Coach K, I could answer Adrian by this, and this is just observation of looking at even the different sports. You mentioned basketball. The game has become a lot more athletic than before, and if you notice, even the basketballers now, you're seeing a lot of players taking time off, not doing back-to-back game. The sports are doing different. You look at football. Not every City, you play EPL, then they might rest these players for FA Cup. You understand? So every sports and the athletes in all of these sports are doing more resting than what we probably would have seen before. You can see a greater demand to how athletes are pushing themselves. And remember that these athletes, and especially the older one, would have used to training yourself where, and Kem said it earlier, some of us said it earlier, where you would have gone on Olympic, then you did a World Championship, then you get a rest. This year would have been a rest year for them. It's not. You have to get your body up again at peak, and then next year again up again at peak, and then the following year again up again at peak. So it is unprecedented for them. It is.
Not only.
So you're saying, so you guys are saying, remember, I'm just asking questions. I don't know. I'm not a coach. I've not done the research. Yeah, I'm just asking questions. So you're saying running 100 meter 10 sevens every year and then doing a major championships is harder than playing 82 games and then a very tough playoff series. Is that
Coach, remember now.
The demand is different.
No, but a basketball player start training and preparing his body from he is 5, 6, 10, 11 playing basketball all these games.
We are run from basic school.
As opposed to, but we're not doing that sort. It's a different body. The body has been trained differently.
I don't think it's so much the body, but remember, none of these athletes that withdrew from World
Mhm.
Championship said that they're tired. That
Right.
was the
So why
they're
withdraw?
all
That's my
they
question.
all have, whether it is that,
Injury.
like, I think Sidney McLaughlin said she had a knee injury. That
Okay.
she developed a knee injury. I think there's something along the same lines of, I think, more. You don't, for example, like, take a ACL. We call not ACL. We call it tendon issues. You have a tendon issue. A track athlete have a tendon issue. No other athlete can compete in any sport sufficiently with a tendon issue. Or whether it be Achilles, and there's no footballer that can sprint and kick a ball with Achilles injury. So if at the injuries, that's what I'm saying. I won't question the injuries or try to downplay them because they come up with the injury themselves or whatever. I think I give the benefit of the doubt on the basis of it could be situation where they just can't. I had a girl that was champion this year as far as being very competitive in the 100 meters in the sprints for the class 1 girls at champs, and she got hurt in January. Missed. I just couldn't run her at champs. I couldn't take that risk because I had to think long term for her. She didn't get to compete until about May. Right? So
But
those
It
are
seems like
calculations you have
everybody
to
else
make.
but track and field athletes are prepared for their season, like to go back to back. No. It's just weird.
I don't. That's what I said. I
How
don't
is he
think.
not
I
prepared
don't.
properly?
We are
He
making
needs
a
practice.
speculation. None of these athletes said the back to back is too much. Those are speculations that we.
No, but the
hear
body
discussed.
not the body not living up to the expectations. Like and like to tell me that you're going to run, say you have a 12 race season before your major championship, right? You're telling me that
What about the training, Adrian?
everybody train. The basketball player
Right.
knows
No,
everybody working out.
yeah, but you make it seem like them just come run 12 race and I eat that. Coach
Yeah,
Q can
but
tell about
everybody
the training
train,
where
so we
these
can
people
throw
go
that to
through.
the door. Everybody train. We can throw that to the door.
All
Right?
right, so that means then a basketball player can come run 10-1 then.
No, I'm
Adrian,
not saying
No,
that. I'm
but
saying they're
you just say
conditioning.
him train and you just say somebody can do what a track man can do.
No.
So in
I'm
this
not.
sense, a basketball man can come and just run 10-1 then, since it's that simple and that
But
easy.
that's not what I'm getting at.
All right.
What I'm saying is they seem to be more prepared to handle the same amount of rigor in their sport. Unless you're saying basketball is easy.
no,
Or
but
playing
I
Adrian,
think
but
your
Adrian,
population sample too small in terms of what you're trying to.
not
And I think
only
the
that, Coach Q.
working out.
Not only that, right? Because again, you use one person, LeBron James. Like if you look on basketball players, even now, is an unprecedented amount of basketball players that have been injured, especially star players. Talk about the Kawhi Leonard, talk about the Paul George, talk about all these basketball players who have been training and just get hurt, right? So again, whatever it is, the wear and tear on the body or whatever, because Adrian, I guarantee you, should Sydney go out there and run and pull up, you are the first one to go jump up. Oh, look, man, the idiot.
First of all, I would never call anybody an idiot like that.
You would have killed our coach, Kims.
You know what? Your glass is an idiot, but idiot. But anyway, continue.
You know, say, take the time off. Don't leverage your future. Get healthy and come back again. Right? Again, I don't think. Remember, up until the time when Sydney she pulled out, she had the world lead. Right? So clearly she was in good position to go out there and dominate or whatever the case may be. So again, I just feel like the knee injury was a little bit too much, and probably Bobby Kersey, who just like rave about Stephen Francis, I saw the Americans them rave about them Bobby Kersey. So he's a man where absence is a man that is tried and proven. So he's a man where if he decides a female athlete now gonna be able to give the best at the championship, let's just pull her and then wait until the next. I have no problem with that. But I don't like the reference.
He's a very calculated man. So
Yep.
nothing is ever done by chance.
Yep.
So everybody in the NFL is not calculated. Them just go out there and just risk it all.
But a lot of NFL, right now, we're going to talk about the NFL season not even start yet, and over 10 people already out for the season.
10 people, 10 who?
Like 10 players,
Running back,
like
Indianapolis gone
running
out.
back.
But that's like 1% of the league. 1% of the league.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
So the 1% of the league is pretty much, it could actually run out almost the exact population of the track and field
Hold
athletes
on there,
competing at
what if Mahomes was out for the season already? That wouldn't be a big blow.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Ryan. Before you even continue, Adrian just be annoying. I'm just telling you from now. He's just being very annoying.
I don't know why
He's just being very annoying.
meets, why we're missing championships. It just seems like it's just track and field. Like why? Like why would I've never missed a champs.
No.
I competed every year.
What about NCAA?
And what was in this finish again?
I've not. You're looking at a champion, sir.
I'll be your first and second. I'll be your first and second then when I come back.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
I'll be your first and second then when I come back.
Mind you, I think Adrian wants everybody to be the Bert Cameron champions.
Yes, run with
Go
the injury.
out there, run with the injury, and kill the rest of their career just for the sake of our entertainment.
I don't like it. I just don't like it, and I'm trying to understand.
It comes in the sport. You know that it comes in the sport. It's injuries are a part of it.
Usain was injured every single year of his career.
Every single year.
Yeah, but he still show up, right?
But yeah, and you put things in place and fine.
He showed up.
He got Germany.
Everybody else dodging. Why are we dodging?
Why you think it's dodging? Suppose these are injuries that they got just a couple days ago.
Was injured as he was 3 months before.
Remember the Bulls last World Championship. What happened to him on the program?
I think he was just mentally trying to get over losing his friend. That's that.
All right, but gentlemen, let's move on now with the conversation, and I believe we're just going to start it right here because it's going to take up the entire show. As you can see by the thumbnail and also the caption, Noah Lyles has stated that he's coming for that men's 200-meter world record. A lot of people said that he's an egotistical fool. Some said that he can do it. Some say he's just an idiot. Now, one particular guy on this panel believes that this guy has everything that it takes to break this world record. I believe that the remainder of the guys believe say, this guy is just a bigger idiot than Lyles. So any one of you guys get started. And before you guys started off, big up to everybody comment section. There's a lot of you, not going to specify, call anybody name. So big up all of you. Ensure that you like the video. Ensure that you subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. You guys can take the floor now. I'll sit back.
All right. So, obviously, I'm the only one on this fence. So might as well go first. Zinka, since we're the only one on the fence. All right. Again, and, Coach Q, a man that has been an athlete and a man that is now a big coach. Adrian, a man that has done the sport and is now a big critic. I'll tell you this about, I don't know about track and field, boss. Like, when you talk about world record and everything, I know we like to try and put a lot of analytics in there. And I say, coming off of the corner, I'm going to run 8 flat and then go up on the street. Boss, but I feel like, say, and this is just my thing, right? Again, when I go in on the analytics and I say, I'm going to run this and I'm going to run that, right? I just believe that Noah Lyles right now have every single tool there is to break that 200 record, right? I think he has a quote unquote top end. I think he has a drive. I think he has the confidence. I think he has the delivery. It's just one of them things I feel like say the time is right, the wind is good, the competition is great, and just go there and just execute. I don't think 19.19 is an unbreakable record. Right? Again, they say no record is unbreakable. But I don't think that's a time that cannot be reached. I think 9.58 is way more difficult than a 19.19. That's just my argument, right? So again, when I come here and tell you, well, when you say about broke the record, and come around the corner in a 9 second, we're not talking about that, right? Again, with track and field, there's a lot of times because again, when Michael Johnson have the record, a lot of persons even though they will tell you, say, yeah, man, I know boat would have broke it, man. A lot of persons just never know how it would have gone. Like, I never know, say, Johan would have come and run 19.2. Like, we just never know that, right? And nobody never look on the logistics of Johan and say, well, when Johan come off of the corner, you know, and 9.4 him run off of the, like, them things they're garbage, brother. Honestly, a garbage, and when they just use it to try to strengthen the argument. Again, a lot of people are like Noah, but again, a man with such confidence, a man with such swagger, him are the only person right now within now and let's say 2025 where me see can touch a record. Timbo, no. Noah Lyles are the only person me see. And again, when you look at the competition that's coming, the Nightings of the world, the Tibogas of the world, the what name? We're always shopping at the championship. Kenny, Badnerick, him, no matter him. And every single competition, the 200 meters. And again, just the fact that Noah really wants to break the record. I know him training. And again, the most important thing, the man there with a Jamaican woman. So that all of that feed in there, and then we can think they will ever get the dumpling. I tell you though, listen,
The man said the most important thing.
Listen, you know, Q. When both got the record, you know, me hear about the yam and the banana and the saltfish. No, I eat the same food right now.
Yes, I'm eating some of that right now.
How do you know that?
Eh? The school, you know. But yeah, so that is just so. But in all seriousness, you know, when I look at an athlete and I say, boy, and again, Usain even said it himself. I believe that my 200-meter record will be broken before my 100-meter record because again,
And I agree with that.
Okay, so you go ahead. You can now eat me alive.
Before anybody else, I'm not taking over.
No, because him use some of my argument. Because Kems and I have had this discussion. You understand? And you hear me talk about come off the corner and all of them things. Like I know the discussion I'm have with him. And I start with where you end. Little before you end in the sense that every record is going to be broken. I do believe that. You understand? We always get better. We always push the limit. It's just that Usain Bolt has really pushed these records. Whereas a man would have just come and take off 1.01 second and this. Now it becomes you really have to go at it. I do not believe Noah Lyles will ever see Usain Bolt record. I am not saying it will not be broken. It just will not be Noah Lyles. You understand?
Why?
You just say you don't want me to tell you all the reason why he won't break it. You understand?
Tell the people why.
And I am saying to you, I look at the people them who run fast. I look at Michael Chance, you look at Blake, you look at other persons who would have run fast. If you look at them speed over the 100 meter or them endurance over the 400 meter, you see what them bring to the table. You understand? As I said to you before, Usain Bolt is the only man who run under 10 seconds on that curve. Only man in history that has ever run. No. The only man, unless I need to go look back at that slip, the only man to run under 10 seconds on that first 100 meter, Usain Bolt. 998, 992. Even when Blake run 9.26, he ran 10.14 and then came home or something like that, him run and then come down the stretch. You understand? When I listen to Noah Lyles on Asafa Powell program the other day, and the man said, listen to me, yes, when I was coming down that street, him says like I beg for the line come. Him say I was a finish, me just a wait for the line reach. He was topped out. Me know him go back and him train again and him do what him need to do. I look at him 100 meter times and what he's doing. I remember me not see him as a 400 meter man, you know. So I look at your 100 meter time. I look at what you're going to do. Two things we see the people them who run 200 meter. Either them run 100 meter, run the 400 meter, and you look at them times. He doesn't have the 100 meter time that suggests to me that he's getting that record. I am sure he's not going to get it at World Championship. He's running the 100 meter as well. So I am 100% sure he's not going to even see it. Right? He's not.
Gracie Grant, come on for the show. Who you
right? So as I said, when you look at he needs to run at least, and the faster you go on that curve, it means you're going to reduce the amount of stamina you have coming down that stretch. And he has to go faster than he does. It doesn't matter how you spin it. And I get you when you say, listen me, a man going to go with determination. He's going to have to go with the determination and go out fast and hold it. I don't believe he's able to hold that top end speed if he goes that fast in order to get down to 19.19. Not him. And I'll end by saying this. One of the things about Usain Bolt that I've always said make him a phenomenal is that height and that stride length. The height with the stride length. And he's able to get up to top end speed and then have the stride length that a Linford Christie had, a Carl Lewis had, that take them to the front of the pack. Usain Bolt is able to get up to that speed and then move away, leave everybody. I don't see no allies with that. But as we say, we have another 2 to 3 years to see where this goes. We know it won't happen at this World Championship. So we have time.
Let me ask you a question, Vinny. Based on what you saw with Usain Bolt, the first man, only man who run 10, under 10 for the corner. Do you think that Usain could have run faster?
He could have.
19.19.
If you look at the 19.19 and you look at Usain Bolt coming down the corner, and he even said it in the interview afterwards, he was like this. Remember, he had an accident and his training had gotten a little bit delayed. Him crashing people out and stuff like that, right? And him saying just decided to go all out. And if you watch that race, and I remember sometime when the other little radio program where they matter about whether your fastest rate is your best race or if your best race is your fastest race, and Usain Bolt said it. He said that was not his best race. He was him say it was his fastest race, but he said he was all over the place. And if you watch it, you see it. Okay. So yes, I believe that probably with a little bit more training, probably with just keeping in form and stuff like that, he could have gone faster.
All right, so I know Coach Q and them want come in. Somebody's going to ask you one last thing, right? So, Michael Johnson, right? We share them thing in the group. And
of course.
Right? So, this is what he said. Bolt was technically inefficient. Mild scoliosis, right? Otherwise, he would have ran sub-19 in his opinion. That's what Michael Johnson says.
I agree.
He said, Noah is technically very efficient and is continuing to work on his race. Will also be pushed by 19. Bolt was never pushed.
I can answer by giving you a cricket analogy. I believe, that's me, believe that Jamaica Hines, was probably a better technically batsman than Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle, talent, and what he does, take it home. And right now is rated as well, best in 2020 and best across the board. I agree that you need to be technically sound. And we have seen a lot of Asafa Powell, and Coach Q can tell me if I'm wrong, is probably one of the best technically 100-meter runner.
After Coach Q,
when you see the man come out in all of the fears, when you watch Asafa, yet still nowhere close to Usain Bolt. So I'll end it with that.
Okay, boss.
So one thing I hate hearing in track and field is coulda go faster. Coulda run this. If you just have 2 more meters, no, you had the opportunity, you had the time, and it's 200 meters. I start with Alika stats. So in 2009, when Bolt ran 19.19, before World Championships, this was his 200-meter times: 20.75, 20.25. 19.59. Then he went through the rounds of Berlin, concluding the 19.19. Thus far, Noah Lyles 20.16, 19.67, 19.83, 19.47. And we are wait to see what happens at Budapest. Every records are
So basically, you're saying Lyles right now, on his seasonal times, is at a faster pace than you see.
Why you not allowing me to go through?
No, this one makes you more hurry the point along.
I think
make sure that you're getting
what I'm saying. What I'm saying, and let me continue.
Go ahead.
Every record is set to be broken. Nobody owns records. Your records are the most temporary things. What you have for life is that medal, right? Records are temporary. Yeah, and somebody come and take it tomorrow. What's his name? Noah Lyles' ambition of running 19.10, I think, is magnificent. I can't even go into the level of I won't even go deep as far as technicalities. You necessarily don't need to be sub 10 off the corner in order to break the record. You have to develop your own strengths. You maximize where you're strongest. You just have to be good enough and then carry it on.
Fluffy ever
points.
tight. Fluffy ever tight. Big up yourself.
Good night.
Big up yourself.
Yeah. I think, and what I respect is the fact that Noah is going to give that attempt at that record a real shot. And personally, with the caliber of guys that you have with him, go in those 8 lanes or 7 other lanes around him. He will have, that is part of the key ingredient for him to go to really attempt that record. Because if we watch the London Diamond League, when Zarnell came off the corner before him, right? So him work to separate himself from Zarnell, and then up to straight from 150 all the way to the finish line, he was chased by Tobago, which even if in his interview at the end saying that he's not used to anybody being that close to him, right? And he was upset until he saw the time. I was like, all right, fine, that's a good time, whatever. You are going to be. He's being pushed to limits, declared to a limit that he was not comfortable. And I think that is one of the reasons that sparked this whole, hey, I can get there. I think he has a good shot at it. Whether he gets it or not, I think he has a good shot at it. I think if anybody should have like a real attempt to break in this record in this right now, in this era, would be Noah Lyles. I don't think it is impossible for him. I think he has the mentality for it, and with that mentality, he clearly has been working towards it. And I, as a coach, I never doubt a hard worker or somebody that says they're going to do something and be working towards it.
Yeah.
We've seen that testimony through Sharika when she shares in terms of what she manifests before writing down, wanting to run this and the same thing, wanting to do that and stuff. And who knows? I am a fan of the sport first and foremost. So honestly, I am not so invested in, oh no, I can't break Bolt record. I am more invested in, I want to see somebody entertain me. That's like you watching a show, and I like watching when name Jackie Chan, because Jackie Chan always get massacre before him come out, and even them when they mash up. Yeah, that's what I don't like watching Steven Seagal movies, because that just lie and wicked. But the reality is it's something, and Knighton has backed up even as far as with Nolan saying he's targeting 89. Zarnell Hughes in an interview in London said that he will win 2 gold medals from the 100 and the 200 at Budapest. There is nothing more magical than this stage that we're about to witness, right? It's similar to the year of trash talking between Bolt and Gatlin. I mean, Gatlin almost catch Bolt and then him stop. That's 2017. It's 2015. 2015. Almost have him.
Almost.
Exactly. You get me? So it's. I love the entertainment value he brings, and again, I'll push that. If anybody should have like a real attempt this year, I think he's the guy to do it. If somebody else pops in, By all
And then
means.
also, coach, you mentioned those two, but also add Tebogo to the mix as well with that
Yeah,
19-5.
Tebogo,
You have a
exactly.
good
With
mixture of guys that
19.5
actually push it.
and Tebogo has balance. If you want to, if you want to follow Zivi's argument in terms of the balance, Vinny's argument in terms of the balance between 400, 200, 100, Tebogo has run sub 45. He
Me,
has
me,
run sub 10s.
me tell
And
Kems that
he
already.
has gotten
He
out to
run more.
95. Yeah, and he has gotten out to 95. So he will also be
No,
there with a statement.
no,
Right? So
Coach
you
Q.
can talk about everybody in there is going to have different race strategy. The record that won that the 19-3 before Bolt came and broke it, that race strategy was much different. It's not going to be the same strategy that breaks the record. It has to be something new. So it can't be, just run sub 10 off the corner. That's not going to be the only solution. Right? It might
No,
be
no, but I
something.
said run it and maintain that top
No,
end
that's
speed down. You have
they,
to. You
yeah,
have to
but it
hold it.
might not necessarily be run it at the same pace, like at the Bolt sub 10 pace. But it just might be have
No, but
a more dominant top end speed
but
going to the line.
Kem's coach Michael Johnson, and what
Yeah.
he speaks about in the 200 meter is speed endurance. Is getting to that top end speed and holding it.
Yeah, but it's when you get to that top end speed that is most
Okay.
important.
No,
So
but then the
it's
longer you
you
take to
can
get to
get
that top end speed, then you're going to have a little problem. It means I know you have to play catch up.
no, but then that's where calculations and that's where
All right.
your coach and athlete comes into pretty
Okay.
much like a lab to do the maths in terms of all right, so I can't get to top end speed. I think, for example, let me share in class 4 where I had a young lady that wanted to.
My you share your secret to no coach.
No, I'm just
No
saying.
man, just talk, Vinny. Come down here, try
So
learning, Vinny. Make him talk.
is that so? She wasn't fit to necessarily win the 200. Definitely would have dominated the 100. Ran probably like 2 or 1 or 200 for the whole season. Going into champ, she was very nervous. The boy coach, I don't know. I said, all right, listen. What you need to do is basically breaking down the race for her to say, all right, you run to this point, you chill, and that will carry you over. And in the semifinals, I said, just do that, and I promise you, you'll feel good. And it will turn out all right. She's like, what? She's like, coach, that don't make no sense, but I work with it. She went through, when our semifinals, very easy to come back. Coach, that was easy. I was like, all right. So they say in order to win, we're going to do the same thing, we'll just make a few touches here and there. And that is exactly what it comes down to. With the 200, you have room to navigate and play around and change the dial here and there. So with it not neglecting the fact that he's also coached by one of the top US coaches in the world also, Lance Brown. You get me? Which he has,
Great Brahman, big time.
Yeah, he has miles of accolades in terms of his success as a coach. So this will be something that they think would be plausible and would be pushing for. The only thing I don't like is you had the World Championships. The first thing is to win the medal. Is to win. So if it's you go hunting a world record, it's like it will be running away from it.
So suppose I remember know who the big coach will be. That's why I'm just talk a bunch of garbage. But Coach Q, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what Jamaican problem is. I'm gonna tell you Jamaicans as a whole. Those who are not like you, Coach Q, and say they want entertainment value first, they are a fan first, right? No, them are Jamaican first on them chest. So you saying both of them little darling. Obviously, a Savafor, blah blah. But you saying both of them little darling. So for an American man now come take a Usain Bolt record now, a problem. A problem, right? Especially and it's, listen, another humble kind of American,
Yeah, exactly.
And the cocky one, the one that show off, the one that
it's not a gambling.
And the worst type of American.
No, me like Noah Lyles. Me really like Noah Lyles. I believe he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
So that's how it's Coach Q. But again, I guarantee you, if Noah Lyles break that record come this championship, the first thing you're going to hear is
Right.
send him a take drugs.
Oh,
No doubt about
yeah,
it.
man.
100%.
All right, but Kems, you have me talk, and we always say, boy,
So this
boy, we always say, boy, every time Bolt gone down to Germany.
I'll come back magical.
But I will, as I said to you, Kems, just based on, you know, and all of we have your opinion. It's just our opinion, you understand? Based on what you see, based on your observation, based on what you think, based on how I observe who Bolt is. And I don't believe that his records will not be broken. They will at some point in the future. I never thought I would live to see 1932 go. You understand? I didn't. You understand?
So why is 1919 such a big gap now then? Why unbelievable to you? You never think 1932 would have go? Lyles run 1931 last year, yeah?
With 9.58 and 1919 is the gap. We have seen, if you go back and look at the 100 and the 200 meter, them normally break in a progression. You understand? So athletes always get to them. So it's like how Lyles come run 1931 after 1932, then a little gap down. We tend to more see that. That is what makes Usain Bolt so different. He's one of the first person that ever does bring the two record and break them by 0.11. Just demolish them. In track and field, that's almost like 2 meters faster based on what they say. You understand? So
Vinny, give me a thought there. And you know, we don't mean to bring the conversation a particular place, but we have some people on this particular panel that believe, say, the women's 200 meter record will be gone by the end of the World Championships. I am here to tell you, Vinny, that 200 meter record for women harder, in my opinion, is harder to break than the 19.19.
So Sherika is closer than Noah is. Sherika is closer to the 200 meter woman than Noah is to the 200 meter man. So I don't know.
I understand that, but I'm saying the record within itself. So we're not talking about who is closer. But
it's a fact.
Why?
Right.
If
how long has
probably easier. So explain what.
Well, yeah, give me a chance to talk. All right. How long has the women's 200 meter record stood for? Coach Q, give me some.
Ages, 1988, I believe.
Yeah, about 2 decades.
Ages.
All right. So
almost 3 decades. Over 3 decades.
Yeah. So looking at that, right? Again, looking at that, people have tried over and over and over and over.
So
and then first, hold on. All right, I want to talk then, me talk.
No, I'm saying, but that is.
So you can't
how long a record stands has nothing to do with it being broken.
But again, I don't say it have anything with it being broken. But I just believe out of the two records, if I'm looking at the 19.19, if I'm looking at the 21.3 over here, I believe that the 21.3 is just harder to break.
21.3, but this is the logic I'm looking at. If you're just looking at it plain, 21.3, the closest person to that 21.3 is 21.4.
45.
Right, 21.45.
That's how much seconds off. How much seconds off for the real record?
1-1.
Yeah. 0.11.
Right.
0.1.
Where Noah Lyles' personal best is 19.3.
Okay.
And
one.
The world record,
don't forget that one.
19.31. And the world record is 19.19.
So that's 0.12. So
why is it that you deem the women's to be
you catch him, coach? Yeah, man, you're well
more impossible.
Catch him now. Yeah. 0.01. Yeah, man. You know, long man away to go with argument.
So I don't want you to put words in my mouth, Coach.
No, stop.
I said
we're on a podcast, sir. Stop.
Yeah, well, of course, you can't put words in my mouth. I said I believe the women's 200 meter is more difficult to break. I never said it's impossible.
It's the same range.
Huh?
Why?
Yeah, it is the same range.
You
but
you
I believe,
champion for Noah's breaking that 200-meter record,
So,
okay,
right?
so
because
Ken,
But
there's
so ask
more
you a
you
there is
question.
you
more
Ian?
competition.
You know?
There's more
Ask you a
competition in the
question.
men's race than the
what?
women's race.
All right, so I'm
No.
going to ask you this question, right? So,
Mhm.
Sharika, at the time when she ran the 21:45, her PB then was, I believe, 10.71, right?
Yes.
She has
Yes,
increased
stole
that
it.
PB to 10.65.
Jogging.
Mm, right.
Jogging.
Uh,
Correct. So why is it
come
that
on,
you
no,
believe
I,
that?
I, to add to it on the 11,
no,
Noah
boss.
Lyles PB is 9.86.
Okay,
Him
And
run
that
for
exactly.
has to
9
improve in
point,
a minute.
and he hasn't, that 9.86 was about 5 or 6 years ago.
Exactly, and his 200-meter continue to improve. So again, I can't listen. Personally, again, when I like
Eh,
the, when I
right
like the
now,
little,
right
well,
now,
10.6 and then jump.
Thames,
Okay.
your shades are a little bit too small.
It might get swelled up in the
Yeah,
shirt.
it needs it
It
needs
might
for
get
us
swelled up in
block
the,
your
it get
jumps
bigger
on
in
the
the
front
shirt since we
because
start talking. You
you're
know?
not going good enough. You're not
Yeah.
going good enough. But
Listen,
when you go, you are the one that go fish back for the argument yesterday and say,
no,
yes,
Yeah.
let's
no,
bring in the
no,
200
Get
meter
you.
woman
no,
Yeah,
and
man.
say,
no.
no,
Again,
fam. And
Coach
you know,
Q, Coach. All right, Coach Q. Look, all right. On a serious
we're
note, Coach
almost
Q.
eye to eye. Almost.
They say he
Yeah, yeah,
had you.
Coach Q. Hold
Almost.
on, Coach Q. But look, take a look at it. When we look at the 8 women, what we believe possible on the line, obviously anything can happen. But if we look, let's just look at the top 4 who we believe are going to be the top 4. And then we could go over to the men's side and we look at the top 4 over here. So I just believe it's more competition over the men's side than it is over the women's side. I believe for Sherika Jackson to break that record, I believe there have to be something within the self in order to do that. I don't think the
All
competition
right.
are gonna push her to break the
All right.
record.
So let me
She's
tell you,
still not do it,
let me
actually.
explain something to you how competition can work two ways. It
Thank
can
you.
either
I was
lift you
about to bring
to
that up.
better
Internally,
Yes.
or it can cause you to mess up.
too.
Okay.
Running a race where it's a case like with Sharika, let's say she comes off the corner and she
And
2
that's
meters,
free.
she can just run her own race, stay in her lane, stay focused, and
Mhm.
just go. Right? So that her running by herself doesn't mean like, oh, I'm just gonna go back up. It could make her a little bit more focused and less distracted on what's happening around.
Harvey Glance, Miss.
Can I ask them the question, please?
Sure.
James, you started off by saying you don't think you think the men is easier to break than the women because the woman has been standing for 35 years. Now you're
Well,
saying, hold on.
that was one of my reasons. I have many reasons why, not only one.
No, you're
Don't
saying,
subject me to one reason.
so
Boss,
is this
don't subject me to one reason. It's
so is this
multiple reasons.
who we said first, or is this the new reason?
Boss, I just said there are multiple reasons. There's no one reason why something happened. Multiple. We have multiple reasons. There could be 10 more reasons on top of that. A lot of reasons. Move from with the stupid
But just
question.
to
Next
add to
person.
what Coach K
Next
saying, in the
person.
sense that competition
Fool
sometimes can
question.
mash you up. We saw it with Gatlin 2015. He was the fastest. And the one time somebody draw close to him when both the one step up to him, we see him pressure
And what
bus pipe.
and what happened in 2017 when he
And
was in lane
2017,
8
no, when
by himself?
by himself, right through.
Yeah.
Adrian, over to you.
Gentlemen, I think we're overlooking two very important factors. What's the weather like in Hungary, and what altitude is the stadium at? Does anyone have that information? Right?
Well, remember, just
Well,
the other day.
we need Tingler for the weather because he was given weather reports yesterday, so we need him for the weather.
Yeah.
But hold on,
Don't do a key like that. Come on,
Adrian, remember, just the other day, Rashid McDonald run a splendid time over Hungary in that 400 meters.
Was it the same stadium?
No.
No, not the same stadium, but in and
Same
around.
city?
In and around.
I need to pull that up. I need to know exactly what
Alright,
the
so
weather
it
in
is
Budapest.
102 meters above sea level.
Okay, so nothing significant.
Not that high.
Right, nothing
Yeah.
significant.
Yeah, so looking
And
at
the
that.
weather?
I tell you have to consult
Yeah.
for that.
So that's very important because if it's chilly conditions, I doubt it.
Yeah.
It's gonna play a part.
Which is why I think the focus should just be on winning. Then if the conditions good, then that will foster.
Yeah, get the record.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, those are important, but I do think, surprisingly, he has a great chance of breaking that world record. I never want him. Prior to a couple of weeks ago, when I started here, some, and this is just me personally, when I hear some people talk about him talking stupid and like him out time mind or whatever. I really never want him break it, because a couple of years back he had made the post about Bolt who, and that he kind of rubbed me wrong. But now I'm asking myself, why shouldn't a young man dream, regardless of where he's from? Why should we stop him from dreaming and dreaming big? Like someone said the other day, if you had no restrictions, how big would you? If you couldn't fail, how big would you dream? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And to hear people talk about him stupid and this and him all time mind, like I'm on his side, because I'm the kind of person, I don't dream small. I don't set small goals for myself. Right?
Big talk.
Big talk.
So I don't see nothing wrong with him expressing that openly, right? Nobody never complained when Sharika writing down her stuff and posting it online. Everybody was cool. Oh, positive, this positive. So why is he not positive? Why is
Only
he
difference is Sharika posts hers after, but I would never call him stupid. I believe that. In fact, I applaud what he did.
Yeah, he's ambitious.
I believe that's what you're supposed to be.
And that is what the sport needs.
Yeah, I believe that's what you're supposed to be.
Or when somebody come out and say, "Yo, I'm going to understand it."
You can't come out and say, "Oh,"
you see, but look at the magic of what he did.
There's no way I could have run and come out and say, 19.9. No, I go for that.
Yeah.
So I applaud him.
Look at the magic of that statement.
Mm-hmm.
We've been here for just under discussing that statement.
So look at this. So, gentle folks, obviously I wasn't on video. I was on video last evening. So just bear in mind, because I like the limelight. I like a lot of video time. So bear with me, right? So listen, and this is why I believe that if you believe in the man above, right, or whoever you believe in, this is why I believe everything is set for Sha'Carri Richardson to win that 100 meters. This is why.
Hey, don't.
No. Hold on.
Don't bother come with that bossy. But we're still on both sides.
Hold on. I'm not spend too long for it. We do
understand. Right. Good. We're over it then. Moving on.
Hold on, Coach Q. We do understand. Yesterday we spent a length of time discussing it. We do understand that the sport is in a tricky situation right now. Right? Obviously, athletes want more money. Athletes want some sponsors. We need the athletes out there who are willing to push the envelope to be at the top. So the Noah Lyles of the world, the Sha'Carri Richardson of the world, those athletes we need up there. And I just believe the stars are aligned. Listen, all year round, the only thing we hear from Sha'Carri.
We got astrology now. Stars line up now.
At the light bulb, if I turn up on the glasses, the light bulb look like a star.
Give me a difference. Give me a difference between Sha'Carri and Noah Lyles.
Hold on the door, Vinny. Kems.
Yes, sir.
I mentioned it to you the other day. Remember, a particular guy came on TV and said that if something happened, you'd have ate a raw chicken, right? Remember, I tell us that me is a man that don't eat fish. If Sha'Carri win that 100 meter, I come on the show, come eat a raw fish.
Please don't.
I want to ask you to eat something else if you're with a black.
I say another kind of fish.
Since just a big and bowl. Let me know.
Sha'Carri not winning.
But Kems, one of the major difference between Sha'Carri and Noah Lyles is Noah Lyles has won championship. He has proven himself to this point. Sha'Carri has for the last 3 years, a lot of talking, and she has not lived up to the expectation from she met that run at NCAA. She has not, you understand? And she just needs to do what she needs to do. I'm not going to kill her if she ever no get not even the brands, I dead you're dead. So me just I tell you that from now, you know. Dead you're dead.
Adrian has the shovel, so it will vary.
But find my clown suit is all right.
Well, listen, I want us to be fair to Sha'Carri. She has had a lot of events happening, even though you hear me talk about Noah Lyles.
So are you making excuses already?
No.
May I say?
Well,
She alone wanna go through things now. She alone wanna go through things.
No, well, on, G. All I'm saying, I just talk about Noah Lyles and him talking to a Jamaican woman, and now it has benefited him. But we know you have the other aspect of the Jamaican woman, where it can be a detriment to you. And I believe Sha'Carri had to overcome all of that Jamaican toxicity.
Sir, boys, move on.
I can't believe the man really said that.
You understand?
Adrian, didn't you see what was displayed on social media, every media, for us
That
to
was
see?
2 years ago, wasn't it?
No, that was a year ago.
Now that done gone, man. Show over that, man.
That is why she's performing now. Get rid of the Jamaican woman out of your life, and you start progress.
Listen, after this season, she gonna get you out of life.
Hey, when Sha'Carri win that 100-meter, you know, una have to hide, you know. Una have to hide. All right.
There will be no hiding.
So, Levon, I don't know which way you want to turn next, but I just realized that they release the mixed relay start list. I don't know if you see it. And Coach Q, I'm telling you right now, you talk about medal in this event. I don't even see finals in this event.
Which heat win?
Well, the second heat with Poland, can't beat them. We already know that. Never beat them last year. France, can't beat them either. Good team. Germany, always a strong outing. So if you're going to put them Michigan and them people on it, might as well pack it up from now. Jamaica will not make the finals.
I told you, Nemish is there as an assistant coach.
We will make the finals.
So, we can show it, boss.
I'm actually repeat right now.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. So I'm looking at this. Jamaica, Poland, Netherlands, Switzerland, France, Czech, Germany, Nigeria. Jamaica look like about 4th place for this one. First 3 of each heat and the 2 fastest times after that. About 4th.
They were changing that.
Place.
When is the rule changing?
Yeah. They're not changing that, Kems? They haven't changed that.
No, what were they supposed to change it?
Yeah,
Yes.
They said they're going to just for first 4 in each heat in order to make it more equitable. Because they said the second heat get a chance to see what is happening and people can do differently. That was the last thing I see from IWF. So I thought it was for this World Championship.
Probably for this, but probably not. I don't know if it's probably not for the mix. I'm not sure, but I just got my sip on the.
Okay.
You can tell which generation Vinny come from. You know, I'm still I say IWAF.
Yeah, you know.
World Athletic.
I grey beard them call my boss. A grey beard. I just take you off.
Oh, by the way, someone had mentioned stride length earlier, which I thought was interesting. I mean,
me.
Right, length and frequency goes hand in hand, but I did a quick Google search, and I don't know who compiled these statistics. Where it's right here. Bulletin. So Usain Bolt, the longest in terms of the 200 meter, the longest of the bunch, 2.5 meters average stride length. Second, anyone want to guess who's second?
No lies.
Arian Knighton is second.
Okay.
2.445. His average.
But Adrian, it speaks to what I said. So I never just talk about stride length. And as I said, I watched Michael Johnson break down a Usain Bolt, Carl Lewis, Linford Christie. What he showed is that Bolt, most of these tall athletes are not able to get out of the blocks and get up to top end speed quickly. So if you go back and look at most of Carl Lewis race, Linford Christie race, even our Jamaican guy there from Canada, they tend to run on the last the back end of the race. You see them are come through with that tall stride length and get through. Usain Bolt is the first athlete of that height with this stride length where he does not give up anything in that first 50 to 60 meters of the race. He is right there with all of these other shorter athletes, and then his stride lengths kick in. And that is why you see his time and what he does so much. But that's why his times is like that.
All right. So also with length, there's also frequency. So I'm gonna drop some names, and you tell me who was the fastest. You take a guess at who was the fastest frequency. Tyson Gay Gatlin, Justin Gatlin, Walter Dix, Arian Knight, Michael Johnson, Noah Lyles, Johan Blake, and Usain Bolt. Who has
I would say Michael Johnson as the fastest.
The slowest frequency.
Oh, the slowest frequency? Go again.
Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, Noah Lyles, Michael Johnson, Arian Knight and Walter Dix, Justin Gatlin, and Tyson Gay. Which one of them has the slowest frequency? And this is according, and a lot of these numbers are pulled from the biomechanics study from World Athletics website.
Right.
So that's probably where they get. So take a wild guess who has the slowest frequency of all of them.
Probably Bolt.
Probably Bolt because you say wild.
Bolt has the slowest frequency of all of them. But he has the longest. He has the longest stride, average stride length.
That frequency with the strides.
Say it again.
Then he overcomes the slow frequency with the strides, which means also that even though the frequency is slower, it is still at a pace that allows him to do what he has done so far.
Okay, all right. Vinny can talk about Bolt for the rest of his life.
Put
up this to me because I see I was trying to go through it really quickly, but I see look like Jamaica have one of the slowest times out there.
Yeah, man. But just to quantify what was being said, so it's the first 3 of each heat plus the 2 fastest times.
Plus the 2 fastest. Okay.
All right, so let me zoom back out.
So Ken, why you say Jamaica have one of the slowest times? Like how much mixed relay we run all year?
Ask him again.
Listen, boss. My teacher told me say always use sample size, boss. So may I use the man? And right now 3 minutes 19. Nah, cut it, boss. That's not a final appearance. I'm sorry.
We're on.
You don't think we're going to make the finals, Kems?
Where were you born?
Jamaica.
Kingston.
Because you have
a light blue him going on in Jamaica.
You have such disgust for the little country. I would have never thought you have zero patriotism. Like you literally come out swinging just for please, Jamaica. Now go away. Like you're so proud to say that Jamaica is not going to make the final.
And then him attack the people of the country.
Hey, Coach K, you want me to give you a little secret?
Please.
Deep down in my heart, he rejoice and when we're not looking jump for joy when Jamaica winning. But he don't want to tell nobody that.
No, I don't. Listen, Coach Q, listen. It's just like you. But it's when I turn on my TV, it's when I pay for Peacock for the year, and when I turn on Peacock, I want to be entertained. Jamaica not entertain me. So the people that will entertain me are them me talk about. 3 minutes 19, Coach Q, you know, you can run up your squad over there in Immaculate, and you can get that. You can compete with that. That is not a good time.
That 319 was. I don't think that was credited to seniors. I don't even think that was seniors that ran.
It
could have been his juniors.
Not possible.
I believe it was juniors. It was one of those junior mates. Yeah. Well, come on, 319. That's what I'm saying. You look at 319 and you rejoice. Yes, they're all please.
I will. Well.
I know that as currently stand, I really only see 2 of them finishing at Jamaica.
Which two is he finishing in Jamaica?
Poland and Netherlands.
Netherlands. I could see them finish either.
No Czech. Not Czech.
No, bro.
Where you come from? Okay. Where you take Jamaica for? You're
Well,
out of order.
well,
Check.
one me for Jamaica
Check.
for our Jamaica
Check
take
youth.
themselves for.
Who's on that team, by the way?
That is the only thing that I think. And based on, if I'm thinking of the finalists, I think you'll have like, I think Rhonda White probably run the female. I think, yeah, they have you have Stacey and Williams as
Yeah,
another
she'll be there.
option. I think Cherokee got an automatic. No, she didn't, did she? So you have Cherokee as a.
No man,
as
Cherokee
a,
made the team, man. Cherokee made
She made
the 400 flat.
the 400 flat. Okay, yeah, but and so even with those two, I think Candice made the team, right?
No, sir.
No,
Candice never made the flat
I
squad.
never met a T.
No.
No,
So that is another possibility that they could have run because there is no rule against running the mix and the
Yeah.
straight. So
And that's what Poland and
but
those
that's what
countries
right.
do.
That's what some of those
Everybody
countries
I
else.
do.
think
So I don't know
Pauline
why we don't do it.
already did win that.
Yes.
Nasir did
Ball
win
does it.
the
Ball does it as
Bahrain.
well.
And Ball does it exactly. So I don't see that being an issue for the men. As I said yesterday, we have 5 guys running sub 44, and we have 2 running 45, and then we have a series of 45 ones. I can't say that we have a bad quartet anyway you put it for the mixed relay. It's hard to find if you even take the worst out of the pool and put them together for the mixed relay. I don't see it being horrible. There is no reason for us not to matriculate to the next round.
Femke Ball running for Netherlands.
Yeah, she does it all.
Yeah, she did it the last chance. I remember.
Yeah, and it's because it's mixed relay is an exhibition, and then it's a first. Being that it's one of the first races for the championship, it is a good blowout.
Yeah.
So get a shot. Yeah, man. So I don't see it. It's not far fetched. Again, I'm just really interested to see the 4 that they put out there.
Coach Q, man, you know one thing I do, when persons are either in the sport, was in the sport, and they were relatively good, I always listen keenly to what they say. And Mr. Leaford Green, last year this time, this is what he said, and this is why for Jamaicans, I will always have that premise. He said, the Jamaican athletes, because I asked, well, listen, Femke Ball running the mixed relays, why we can't have some strong Jamaican teams out there? Leaford Green tell we and the population say, hey, the Jamaican man, them too big for run mixed relay. Them feel like say mixed relay a baby team. Listen, and I mean come from somebody who represent the country, right?
And that's exactly why I literally pulled for the persons who did not make the qualifying to run the flat events. And say even at that paradigm, we're still in good standing.
Yeah, but for someone who can run sub 45, that is weird of them. Or you know what, or if you look down on mixed relay and you can't win a medal or a 4 band.
Exactly.
That's the point that we're making, bro. Say, it's a chance to get a medal.
It's a medal. No, listen. If you
not only
when you market yourself, you market yourself as a world championship medalist. Yeah, I'm a world champion. Nobody asks, what event? Like it's really
because
that fact that you're a world champion.
We know this in the court. Say, all right, most of these athletes, it's the moment they win that medal, as I check them Instagram profile.
World champion.
Yep.
You go Olympics, you're Olympian. It no matter even go as reserve and never touch a track.
No, you're not talking about athletes. We're talking about media personnel who call themselves Olympians. We're not talking about these. Don't even reach athletes.
So
people who are going to just take picture call themselves Olympians.
Yeah, it's and I get the point to make it, James. Yeah, but at the end of the day, as I said, even picking the worst, we shouldn't have an issue matriculating into the next round. I think the only problem I'll have with the Jamaican team is if, for whatever reason, I see that gentleman lining up, and he's not. If I see him on the track and he's not the one starting the race, I'm going to have an issue.
Okay. Well,
World Championships don't listen to me. Many
So,
business who have broke record. No, no.
Me would have take it hard.
I would have taken that hard because I cannot forgive a man going to the World Championships and splitting 46 on a 4x4 leg.
And you know,
On a 4x4 leg.
and you know the problem too, and this is what probably Rob Kim's wrong most about Jamaicans, you know, is when them do stuff like that, them don't want you to criticize them. You know?
no.
Come drop your 46 and we should chill and be okay with it. They're trying, they're working hard.
No, you need to come and have a sit down with Jamaica and explain to them why you went out there with such. You could have picked anybody that finals for the 400 meter for boys at champs.
Yeah, so
if it's 46, we're gonna.
They might give a better showing.
So Stridex, this is always the argument. Oh, you could have done no better.
Yeah, like
No, Stridex. When they got playing Stridex, I went to split. And I moved 46 up.
I don't remember, but a long donkey years ago. But you answer them. You answer them by saying it is not my job to run better. I am a fan of the sport. It is their job because they signed up for the job. We never signed up for the job. So when you come and ask about if me could have better, no, that's a stupid argument that you come here. You run
And
it's not my job. It's like we are flying the plane.
No. Adrian, imagine you criticize
Somebody in the back, I say, yo, pilot. Like, oh, brother, that's not your job. Like, shut up. Just let the man fly the plane. Like him need to fly the plane and do him on the properly. Nobody blames the pilot when the plane crashed. Right? When the plane crashed.
And the criticism is coming from experience. So I have seen others run for 4x4s.
Yeah.
And that compared to all that I've seen is worse. So clearly something is wrong.
All right, so there's currently 54 people on the stream, and I just checked the likes, and it's like 34. Come on, man, make the thing add up, man. Now much then how much like Kim earlier. Yeah, man. So another pointer, another athlete that we could possibly look at for that sprint relay is the guy that is in the 400 meter hurdles in Russia and Clark, because will they put him on the 4x4 men's team? You don't know. So there's another athlete right there that could run the medley.
Yeah, he could run. Also, I think that will come down to, I guess, what his the agreement with his coach. That's only it has to come based on the preparations and when that is run, and because at this stage, leading up to championships, athletes are going through what they call a taper, right? So that means they're slowly cutting the volumes. So you don't want to be cutting the volumes and then put somebody to run a hard 400 when in a couple of days you're coming back now to run 4 hurdles. The condition would have to be very specific for that. So if that should not be a decision that is made 2 days before. That should be a decision that is made post national championships.
What's the company?
in terms of days between that and the 400?
Come again?
What is the difference in terms of days between the medley
and the 4 hurdles?
in?
Let me check the schedule.
I'll tell you right now, it's 1 day.
Oh,
One day.
Yeah.
Because the heat's run on Sunday, right? Yeah. So that wouldn't be a feasible.
So Coach Q, so I get a question and I really wanted you to answer it. It kind of sounds kind of silly, but I think you can put it into better perspective. So someone asked me, hey, why when the athletes go like Budapest or Olympics, do they still quote unquote train until the event come? And if they don't train, how are they able to quote unquote maintain their speed or maintain their training like over a 1 week or a 2 week span?
Well, it's you don't want to go on a what you call them per se like fresh feet. Like you're not running for a while and stuff. So which is why ideally for athletes at a championship, you try to get to the village or wherever that you be competing or close to there at least a week or 2 weeks prior to championship. So that way allow the body to get acclimatized, get used to the air, the weather, all of that. So your body you go through the shock for the first couple of days and then the body kind of evens out and adjusts. During that time, it is important that you're putting the body through the similar regimen that you would in other atmospheres. So in this new atmosphere, I get a part of the adaptation is to ensure that you're training in there, you're getting used to. If the air is thin, you're getting your lungs to kind of accept to that or get accustomed to that. So you're going to have at least some sort of training regimen leading up to championships. You don't just make the team and fly and play and sit down and then just chill. It's a part of the preparation, and that's where as coaches, it's to a science now as far as getting the athlete to be ready at the right time, and the ever so famous peak. All right, so we know the term peak. So in order to be peaked at times, you have coaches play around with what we call the taper. That's where you start off with like a heavy volume of work, and over time, as you lead up to championships, you cut the volumes, you just keeping them sharp. You want the nervous system. So it's all about training the nervous system and keeping it firing. Right? So it's almost like, it's at a state where it's just constantly at a high and ready to go. You don't want to kill that and have that, kind of slow down the firing on your nervous systems and your muscles. So you want to always keep it there at peak conditions. So when they go into the race, then just move.
All right. So then another question, right? The gentleman rear left, right? Rear left, right? Like there was an argument I'm running where I'm say I'm foolish to my time, but again, as a track coach, like I want you break it down for us. So at the national trials, Sherika ran 10.6. I think like a week after she ran, and she must run like 10.8 something, and she didn't lose, right? And his argument was she is now loaded again, right? So I want you to explain if that is a true thing. Like if you run today and tomorrow you can start get loaded again. What is the loaded process like? And then what is the quote unquote unloaded process like after that?
All right. So as I heard you mention before, tapering. Tapering is unloading. So loading essentially is we call it the volume of work that the athlete does. So and without adequate recovery. All right. So if you put in let's say by volume, you're looking at intensity in terms of how fast you're running and the amount of running, like the distance covered. All right. So after World Championships, before national trials, let's say Sherika, for instance, was coming down to a daily volume of for the training session, just covering 120 meters, and then after the national trials, she's gone back up now to doing 1,500 or 2,000 meters as far as that's a training session as far as running at moderate to high intensity. The body is not allowed to recover fully because they come again and the next day and you have another set of volume that you put in. So that's why you're loading the muscles and the nervous system as far as, it's like you're overworking it. So for when it heals, then it comes back powerful. It's like it's almost on the theory of, for lack of a better example, but Dragon Ball Z with Super Saiyan. Every time they fight and then beat up, then when they recover, they get stronger and they come back more powerful. So it's kind of along that basis of they train hard, work them to the ground, and then when they start to unload now, then when that recovery starts to set in, and it's the terms you have what we call super compensation, where the body comes from a dip in performance, not necessarily performance, but a dip in terms of their workload and stuff on recovery, and when the body is able to output, it gets that rest, and then it comes back now higher than the previous week or whatever. So that is a real thing, and which if I'm not sure if you did watch the Frana interview that was on YouTube, and he stated in terms of his focus is not at the meets leading up to championships. He trains his athletes to win medals at major championships. The diamond leagues and stuff, those are obligations that you go and run money, make money and whatever. And some will be that good to still not even be at their best and can still perform well and maintain rankings and stuff like that. So he won't necessarily, as he put it, unload an athlete to run a diamond league race. So he will train it. Like I witnessed Sherika run Sunday, Monday morning she was at training. And then that kept going straight to when Rowan Watson won the 100 meter on Friday night, Saturday morning was at training. So, and it's business as usual. So, as coaches, there's a timeline. So, you write the program and everything is set, and there's a timeline to get all of these things done and to get. So, there is no, okay, yeah, man, you can chill and relax and we're cool until we get ready again for Budapest. No, Budapest is, you get ready for Budapest from last year in September. Then it keeps going.
Coach, in other words, Kems owe me an apology. He was very up to me today.
Well, no, I didn't owe you an apology because you were just talking out your ass. You never really know what's going on, but you just guess. And it does
But
right.
him guess right. He guess right, bro.
He gets it right. But
He guess right. So why can't you apologize? He was
Adrian mentioned a broken clock last night.
yeah. Because there is no way you know Sherika was at training Monday morning. No way. You can't tell me that.
That's publicly. That's what I'm saying. You asked the question publicly.
Okay, I apologize, boss.
Thank you very much.
Well done. And that did not put a dent in the glasses. Well done.
So another. All right, hold on. See the level on the show right now. Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
World record statement that, you know.
Hey, if Noah Lyles make this statement, you know,
Problem.
Boy, what a boy show off.
Vinny mash up the studio if you make it.
Yeah, so man. You pull it apart.
But you know, like with all of this, there's so much psychology behind these statements.
Yup.
So let's say Atalu now say, all right, she informed and she say, yeah man, I feel like I can beat 10-6-5. And then you go read Jamaica and say, I've gotten a lot of passes since Jamaica tried.
Yeah, hard start. Hey,
but if no, coach, we also in
but Coach K, that's a very true statement. You know, I was listening
Vinny, the man named Coach
Q, not K, that's a Duke. All right, I was listening. What's her name? Jamaican girl, American, run the 400 meter. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, Sha'Carri.
Right. So she had an interview where she was talking about the 400 meter Olympic, that she won. And she was just talking through the race as they showed it to her. And she was saying, she was going through the race and the different steps and when they were there. And she said, you know, when she was in London and they introduced, what's her name? From England, that girl that beat her twice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
What's her name again? Yeah, that beat her. Ogaruga, right. And she said, instantly, you know, she said she just start get nervous, and then she had to remember what her psychologist, because she had a psychologist, a sports psychologist that was working with her, said to her, and then she said she had to close her eye, block out the crowd, and start calm back down herself. You understand? And psychology plays a huge part in sports. Psychology probably is one of the hugest aspects of sports, more than just natural ability.
I believe it is. But back when I competed and prior to me, no. You know, always I was saying, you know, let's say pressure build diamond but break pipe, right? So he's either diamond or he's a pipe. So pick one.
Yeah.
He's a diamond or he's a pipe. I don't need a psychologist to tell me if he's a diamond or a pipe. And then, interestingly, I was reading a book the other day about muscle building, and they were saying a lot of times, you know, some of these things are crutches. So you have to be careful how much you depend on them, because this will be a crutch for you. Now, what happens when that psychologist isn't there or isn't present or isn't available? What do you do then? So now you have to call on yourself. So I'd rather go to being a diamond from Jump Street than being a pipe.
If you are
the truth is, Adrian,
Jump Street,
you know, always be a pipe.
Yeah, you're gonna need the build up. Some people need the build up.
You need it. It's either you become a metal pipe and not a plastic pipe. Yeah.
I don't care how much help that pipe will not beat me.
Adrian, I will say this. Some people need it more than others. Some people don't necessarily need it. I remember Usain Bolt again, 2015, when he almost not made the finals, because you remember when him stumbled out of the blocks. And he said when he went around, Lensman looked on him and said, I want to you. What do you youth? How much time you do this? And him say right away is like, you know, he must say to himself, relax yourself. You understand? And it's just that one talk. That was the one time for him. There are other times when him just laugh and doing things.
When
So-
Bert Cameron, Adrian, we know anybody Bert Cameron has a conversation with before them compete, that person is going to do magic
Yes.
beyond their comprehension. Right? It's the same thing as far as that. For that moment, that plastic pipe thinks that it is a diamond,
I get
Correct.
and it goes up there and it competes as a diamond.
Yeah, correct.
It has a place.
But I get what you say, Adrian. You want to be the goal with us know, so you don't need no touch.
That was always my competitive mentality.
But,
Nobody.
Yeah, but some people need it.
I mean, I need nobody in my ears to tell me I go win. No, me I go tell you when me I go win. No matter what, me I go win and show you, and then you go discuss it. That's how I approach stuff. Sorry. Hey, I give you a joke. We're at Penreliers, and the great Bert Cameron was there with Diego and one of his kids in the bullpen. You guys familiar with the bullpen, right? But we call it bullpen. I don't know if they changed the name because of euphemism and the world gets softer. But anyway, we used to call it the bullpen. So one of the St. Jago athletes, we're talking about mentality, you know. One of the St. Jago athletes decided he was going to sneak in at the tunnel, and the other three were out there, you know, warming up and trying to keep active because the weather is chilly. It wasn't cold. Well, to be, it wasn't cold, but it was chilly. And Bird come out there and say, "Where's such and such there?" And I'm saying, "Man, that the tunnel, sir, I keep warm." I'm saying, "Boy, come out." Funny, you know, guess who messed up the relay?
Him.
Boy, mess up the relay for them. So you have to develop that kind of attitude about you, especially in a track and field. You can't be that weak or mentally not there. It just have to be about you.
But Adrian,
you can be trained to be that. Like in terms of mentally, I don't believe in the mental coaching.
But couldn't the same person tell you that if you had stayed under there and get warm, it wouldn't mess up?
I don't know.
Because everybody make up different.
He wasn't. I don't believe he was doing that to stay warm, because you could have stayed warm by moving about in the area. I think he was just the occasion was just too big for him.
That is minuscule to Malik's statement. You said that you don't believe in mental coaching.
No.
A few seconds ago, you literally emphasized where you don't need somebody to tell you you're the best, because you are going to win the
Yeah, that's
my experience of knowing you, especially in a competitive environment, you mental coach yourself.
Right.
I went and did what?
You mental coach yourself. That's true.
No. See, you can't twist me like how you twist Kems, you know. Listen. It wasn't that I went and mental coach myself. It was innately within me. It's a part of me.
It's a habit.
Yeah, but not winning. But not everybody has that innate mental strength.
Them a pipe. Them on a diamond like me. Them a pipe. You understand? Someone that does pipe. Like
so that's why Kim's point is that Sha'Carri, I want diamond, right, Kims?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, so listen. So we have about 15 more minutes on this. So we have a question to ask you, Coach Q, because what's your name? Shani Miller, right? Just have baby. 5 months after having a baby, she will come run this 400 meter, defend this title, right? If she wins, do we rank this as the best comeback? Because remember,
it's definitely one of the most bizarre comebacks.
Listen, remember,
been phenomenal.
Really fully flat yet.
Remember, I'm going to take out my glasses for this. Remember, Shelly-Ann
Shelly Mount. Oh, me know Shelly Mago. Jesus. Me never feel ask. Like seriously, dude.
No.
Seriously.
Shelly, hold on. Shelly-Ann took, I want to say 2 years off.
Kems,
Well,
Kema,
give me a
Kema, I
chance,
don't
please.
know. I'm not even going to give you a chance.
No.
Shelly-Ann
Hey, hold.
I don't want to hear it.
Fraser-Pryce. I not even
Stop
want
to
to
the
give
man,
you a
man.
chance. You
Oh,
can
I
talk
don't want
about
to
No,
hear
any
it.
other
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Shelly-Ann
I want-
Fraser-Pryce.
No, man,
want-
Jiz. Make him shoot the shot, man.
Established.
Finish.
Listen,
Make him shoot the
Make
shot,
him
man.
talk
Listen,
him.
listen.
Give the man, give big voice attack. Let's go.
Listen, yeah.
So me like Adrian, you know, sometimes I
Coach
can't bother the foolishness and listen to it.
No. So
Oh,
this is what I'm saying.
question.
No, this is what I'm saying.
What's that?
Yo, make a reason the thing like adults, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, 2 years away from the sport. 2 years away when she have Zion. Come back, win the 100 meters, and Jamaicans act like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Say like, oh my God, Jesus is coming. What a great this, what a great that. So I am saying, Shawnee Miller, 5 months. Be a foolish age at that time. Listen, 5 months after having a child, she comes back and win this 400 meter. It's the best comeback story in the history of
Okay.
sports.
I will agree with you. I can agree with that.
Hold on. Let me ask a question. Let us say that happened. Before Shelly-Ann Fraser, tell me which woman
Near Ali.
get pregnant. Hold on, no, man. Before Shelly-Ann Fraser,
I just
tell me
told
which
you.
woman get pregnant, have them child come back and dominate their event.
I just told you who.
No, dominate, Mister.
Well, she win. That is what's the definition of dominate?
Dominate her event. We're talking 2019 to now. That's what? We're what? 4 years in? She has dominated 100.
Well,
I'll-
Nia Ali win, and then she get pregnant again, and then she get hurt, and then
She did
listen,
not dominate.
again, listen.
She has done it.
Hold on, Ryan. Listen, let me tell you now. Shelly-Ann Fraser is already great. She don't need no fair run and a kiss her bottom
No,
to make she sound great. She's already great.
You
So
have
we
to
don't need.
stop that foolishness. Because you said, Shani, I got to do something, and he not do yet.
He said,
I never. I said
Shani, I'm from Shani already.
So Kems, if Shani win the 400 meter, does that diminish what Shelly-Ann has done?
Listen,
For him,
I
yes.
am not. Listen, I am not.
No, answer the question. May I ask you a simple question?
Well,
If
listen,
I can
Shani
answer
win
that.
the
I can
400
answer
meter,
that
does it
for Kems.
diminish what?
I can answer that for Kems. I'll answer. Can I answer for you, Kems?
well, they can answer
Can I
for Coach Q. Answer for
No,
Coach
I'm
Q.
answering for you.
All
if-
right, answer.
If Noah Lyles break the 200 meter record, does that mean that the 200 meter record is broken? And Noah Lyles is not the fastest man over 200 meter? Yes, it
yeah,
is.
interesting.
So then that's what he's saying. That is
All right.
Yeah.
What I am saying, Ayana, you can't compare the two. Sorry, she gave birth during a world championship in 2017. The next world championship was 2019. Well, whose fault is that?
Yeah, we don't set the dates.
Whose fault is that? That's not my fault. What I'm saying is, I want the same energy, or even bigger energy, for our Caribbean sister. Then listen, we would have rolled out the red carpet.
Him earth, Sherry Brown, him earth.
It's like they would, Coach Q, see with me. Understand, Coach Q. They would have rolled out the red carpet for Shelly, like said this is the first this has ever been done. And
Jamaican,
this whole on,
you want to roll out red carpet for other people?
This whole argument is similar. It's similar to my statements of the statements of Kuda. Right? This is total hypothetical, so I don't know why it is even. I would waste no energy even thinking about it. It's a good idea if it happens. Awesome, but I'm not going to go under. Jamaica got this, Jamaica. You don't need to do that because until it happens, when it happens, we observe and then we can criticize. But let's not jump the gun in saying how the public will respond or how this person will respond.
Just accept
hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. If it happens, that would be awesome.
Kems, just accept Shelly are the greatest 100 meter runner. Full stop. Elaine drop the button, me take it hard, you take it even harder. I've established ourselves as the undisputed female sprinter.
Listen,
But
and again, we have
without a
9
doubt.
minutes.
So just
We
leave
have
it
nine.
at that.
We have nine. Listen, we have 9 minutes for freestyle. So listen, and again, let me tell you, Coach Q, and understanding me right here, Coach Q. I believe, as Jamaicans, try so hard to give Shelly something. So I never hear somebody be
Give?
listen.
What do you mean by give?
And so
The woman have five world championship. Five. The next close to that I must say 3. 5. I give.
All right, Vinny, hold on one second, Vinny. Let him
Man, we
finish.
can't sit down and make him come talk about we give Shelly.
No, listen.
No, man. No, it better you black him out, man. It better you put a black over him.
Listen.
I think we need some good chems.
Give.
Listen, Levon, listen. What I'm saying is that what I've heard in sports is that this person is the best sprinter, this person is the best distance runner. But because Shelly is not excelling at the 200 meters, we have to diminish the thing and
What?
She's the best 100. She's the best 100 meter.
Then we have to qualify to run 100. So we must say she's the best 200.
How come you never say?
That means me could have muted then, brother.
How come you never say? Listen. How come you never say? Bolt is the best 100 meter. We never say Bolt is the best one. We say Bolt is the best sprinter.
And the best 200. And we know that constitute the sprinting.
Yeah, because he covered the 100 and 200 Kems.
Right.
I don't know.
What Kems
I
is
don't
saying?
know. But we say Shelly is the best 100 meter sprinter because Shelly is the best 100 meter sprinter.
She is.
I'm trying to understand. I'm not sure what to get in that, Kems.
I don't understand what I'm trying to say because the same thing I'm doing for Noah.
It's not a title that we gave to her. It's a title that she has earned on her own.
She has earned. It
If
wasn't
you want
given to
all right,
her.
let me give you some credit. James, let me give you some credit. Right? Can you take a whole heap of beating for that one there? So basically they say, them create a category for make you feel big.
Create a category for make you feel
No,
big.
they did not. But I will give you a perfect example of somebody that they did create a category for them to feel big.
What that?
A sofa poet.
The
most substance in history. What does have to do with it?
Yeah.
There's a perfect.
Because
that would be an example.
Where is the title?
Yeah, where's the world title? Like, what is it? One Commonwealth gold medal? Like, character for big people.
Bold cover fee, man, so we can give him some stuff and just hug him up and just say, all right.
That would have been a better example.
You see,
that would have been a better example. Not Shelly.
Not Shelly. Right, not Shelly, bro. Not Shelly.
You aimed.
Yeah,
you chose a target, what was the wrong target.
You see, Kev.
Adrian helped you by saying, put us up. We could have seen with that and say, yeah, man, true.
You see, Kev.
But nobody gave Shelly nothing. Shelly worked her thing and we just celebrate.
Well, let us be honest.
Just like how you are going to celebrate when Sha'Carri went 100, yeah?
Yep. Let us be honest, Coach Q. That year when Stephen Francis, listen, I think Shelly has locked out as well. That year when Stephen Francis.
Oh, here we go.
That year, hold on, may I have 5 more minutes left.
No, not 5 more minutes. 5 world championship. Not 5 more minutes. 5. So 5 luck.
Listen now, really, may I explain? That year when Stephen Francis was so generous to Shelly. Shelly was in the MVP camp crying. Oh, he laid faster than me. And Stephen Francis said, all right, Shelly.
Gentlemen, it was good having this discussion with you.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, lovely discussions as usual, gentlemen.
Coach Q.
It's been good. I'm looking forward to the Budapest discussions and the post-race start.
And the post-race start.
Coach Q, that one. Coach Q, that one.
Vinny actually got.
Nobody, we're going to play domino, man. We're going to play domino. But Coach Q, really that one.
Kills. No. I know you're on the basis of my knowledge and depth of the sport, but no, I don't know if that to be the case that happened at that particular time. Okay. All right. I really.
Hey, question though. Hey, question before the time run off. What would Shawnee Miller have been doing? Because she was pregnant for 9 months. And you're telling me that, say she even get, 5 out of the 9 months to actually put in some solid work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know there at least 3 months she couldn't really do nothing. So you tell me she's gonna have baby and then take 4 months and come back and win an event? You're mad. No, sir.
Shani Miller is a mad woman, you know. Remember she tried. Remember she got attempt the 2-4. The 2-4 double and burn up.
She's a very nice young lady, but I don't know, sir. I would have to see the training program myself, and which means that training program could have worked without her being pregnant. And you can't convince me of that. That don't make no sense.
So you know, things that you can even get. All right, winning kind of push it, but let's say a medal.
No. If she makes the final, that's very suspect to me.
If she make the final.
If she makes the final, that would be very suspect to me. I don't know what would have propelled her to do that. That don't make no sense to me.
I just to see her lineup as being going to Budapest, I give her a flag. I think at her national championship she did hip.
Really?
Yeah,
Quick question.
She did hip. Yeah, level.
That's one of our commenters, Zibeb, saying that on Elite Instagram, they're saying that Taylor Mason's running the 110 meter. So isn't any one of the guys injured?
I'm not sure. I know he's there as alternate, but I actually heard that he was stuck in Jamaica because of some mix-up as far as the issue with getting his ticket. So up until earlier today, I understood that he is in Jamaica. So
I said that Kellyanne Whittingham is saying that Orlando is out. So Bennett is out.
Oh, Bennett is out?
Oh.
Ticket? What do you mean ticket? What kind of ticket?
No, because he was to buy the plane ticket to get him to Budapest. Because the Federation fly him. But I think there was a mix-up in terms of where he would be. And he was saying he was in Jamaica, but I guess they didn't honor the ticket from Jamaica. They honored it from somewhere else. I'm guessing they probably have resolved that and shoot him on a trip.
Yeah. Well,
but what though, Kim? Just before we close off though, you need to say sorry to Shelly. Don't come try to diminish the legendary athlete. Don't do it.
Listen, boss. Listen, just like Adrian.
And it's not even on the basis of a legendary athlete, but a human being.
But doesn't ask questions, boss.
No, man, you need to apologize to her, man.
Tell her to come on the show. Coach Q, get her on the show. Get her on the show.
You want me to pull rabbit out hands now? I have a better shot at probably getting Alien on the show.
Alien, boss man, tell her I don't do no interview.
Alien have more time and I know.
Huh?
Actually, no, because I've seen on August 30th, I see a 100-meter lineup with herself, Shelly. I think Sharika is in there with Sha'Carri, Asha Smith, like a loaded Diamond League 100 meter on August 30th. So she don't really have that much time.
So that will be a part of the fantasy lineup. Nice.
Definitely.
All right. So around the table and then we'll close off. Final thoughts, coach.
Again, I think the speculations on records. Records are meant to be broken. By all means, I respect anybody that shoots for it. And I think 2 records that stand to be challenged is the 200 meter for men and women. That has 2 credible open challengers. So looking forward to that. I think the focus should be on winning, because not just records can be taken away from it, but medals can't. And I respect everybody that goes out there, and again, I'm just really excited and looking forward to good performances. Put up with that, every event proves to have its own excitement.
All right, Zibev, big up for the super chat fam. Respect as always. Adrian.
Yeah, I would not be unhappy if Noah Lyles break that world record, because Jamaica will get back one in the women 200 meter. So it equals out.
Not the women's 4x1?
No, I given up hope on that. Long time.
Okay.
Last year was the last hope I had in the world record for the 4x1, but it seemed like they're just running too scared to get it done.
Oh.
I would have been more happy with them just going guns out for it instead of running safe and drop the button than playing safe just to win. I think it's full-time Jamaica have the women 4x1 world record.
Well, the person right beside you on the screen say win first, record second. So you know, it all depends. Listen, I know Levon never really picked on me, but I'm gonna take some of your time, Adrian. All I want to say is that good luck to Team Jamaica starting tomorrow. Wish you guys the best. Obviously, I am Team USA. I am declaring for Team USA. I want individual Jamaican athletes to do well. There are some Jamaican athletes that I like a lot. Obviously I saw that Shelly-Ann and Unaboy Frederick was named captains of the team. So, so that's really nice.
Frederick Dakers?
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
He was named captain of the team. So, that's really good leadership. And listen, I just want...
Yo, what's the cap in there, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, you get beaten in the comment section. Wicked, some say at least 4 comment back to back and say you're a big sellout.
Yeah. well, listen.
At least you collect some money for it, right, Kems?
Kish said that Kish say you sell out, Shemal say you sell out, Zibem say you sell out.
Hey, we will talk about the sellout argument tomorrow, right? Now, my time. You know, the spotlight. So listen, right?
Shanila say you're fake too.
You're sure said that. Anyway, so as it relates to the championship, of course, a lot of athletes pull out due to injury. I hope nothing else happens. I hope, we have an injury-free championship and, let the best person win, let the best country win, and, let the games begin. Obviously, Levon, I really don't know, what your plans are, but I know Budapest is 6 hours ahead of us here and 7 hours ahead of Jamaica. If you need me at 3:30 a.m., you know my number, call me. I am up, ready to go. More than likely, America winning another medal. So, I'm always up to discuss greatness.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah, it's good to have dreams and goals and all of those things. And they always say, aim for the star, and if you miss, you fall on the cloud. And I think no Lyles will fall on the cloud. Which should be good. It's a gold medal nonetheless, but I don't think he'll get the record.
Okay.
But my time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I hope Jamaica can do well. And I'm looking back at the medal counts. I'm looking at like between 8 to 10. It won't be as bad as 2017, but it won't be our greatest championship. But hopefully we will do well. We will do well where we can. We don't really have every event to compete in like certain country. So we won't really have that much medals in terms of medal count, but we will do well regardless. And Kemsem, he's hoping that Jamaica does well. He does not.
Okay.
So one last thing, Levon, really quickly. So Ryan, Levon already come out on TV on this platform, podcast, anyway there, and say if Sha'Carri win the 100 meters, he is willing to eat a particular fish on camera. So I'm asking you, since you said no one is not breaking the record.
Which part you left on all the conversation there?
Let me have a bit, like Ryan. Ryan, let me have a bit, Ryan. If we don't allow break the record, you have to eat a particular fish on the podcast. If he doesn't, because I know Noah is going to break it. If he does, obviously, if the wind is illegal and so, then no bet. But if the wind is right, not negative, but if positive wind is right, if Noah doesn't break that record, then, we'll talk about that later. So are you willing to take the... Huh?
You have to eat a particular fish.
You need to
Sure.
declare what you are going to do. Oh, you
Yeah.
will eat a particular fish. Or I only
Yo, my
easy
guy.
one.
Alright, so here what Kim. Just see if Sha'Carri down in the 100 meter.
Yeah.
We need it for all as colors. So cut off all of the hair, all of the beard, yeah. Clean. That's a deal.
Think about it. No sleep on it. No sleep on it.
Confidence drop now. Confidence drop. Good on
No
the level.
no sleep on it. Yo. No
But
sleep on it.
I saw a couple comments asking what time we're coming on tomorrow. Not sure if we're coming on tomorrow, but if we do, I think I might have a call-in show that you guys can call in and voice your opinions, because I know that some of you don't really want to type in the comment section and all of that. So I'm contemplating do a call-in show tomorrow, possibly. And if we're going to do one, it will be at around 8 p.m. Jamaica time. So yes. Well,
But
Should I-
LeBron, say, isn't the because I think the afternoon session, if I'm not mistaken, I think the 100-meter heats run Saturday evening or quote unquote afternoon. We don't know what time that for we. But I think in the afternoon session, I remember the mixed relay are gonna be the last final we run. Not the only final we run, but the last event we run tomorrow afternoon. But I think the 100-meter heats, the preliminaries run like the slow port them running in the morning, and then after that the heats them start in the afternoon time. So
let me check it and see.
so I don't know if you can probably like if we can actually like come on while that are going and kind of
Yes, so here what we can possibly do that. So I'm seeing where the 100-meter heat starts at 12:43 p.m. Jamaica time.
12:43 p.m. Jamaica time. All right. Hope Ron Watson and Oblique Coach Q Oblique fit.
Adrian,
We will know on the day.
Somebody just checking at the comment section. Adrian, I'm saying Fluffy says she a calling in there, so.
No man, I have to be here then. Because that can't miss me. I have some things I do, but I have to put them on pause.
But gentlemen, once again, it was a pleasure being here with you guys, man. Pleasure having you guys on the show. Vinny was here. Ryan, big up yourself. Kems, as usual, with some rather weird views, in which got a lot of cuss out for in the comment section. Luckily, it wasn't reading the comment section. Adrian, big up yourself as always. Coach Q, my respect as always, boss. And to you, the commenters, big up each and every single one of you. And before you guys go, remember, like the video. Don't take a couple seconds. Like literally 5 seconds, and you can literally just like the video, pass through. Hit the subscription button if you haven't done so as yet, and just keep on sharing the stuff so we can continue to grow together. Until we see you again, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your night and morning, wherever it is, wherever you are. Peace.